People don't understand how important it is to network. And so here in DFW, do you have any tips for anyone trying to get into the industry on how to network?
Ooh, put yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. Linking up with people like yourself, Aunties and Mimosas, other great networking opportunities such as the ones that Cosign puts on. Just making sure you're out there because you can't be secret agents.
I know you want to get away and you need time to yourself. Feeling so overwhelmed with problems. Seems like nothing can solve it. Know you need a mental break. Well, come on and pull up a chair and have some fun with a couple friends just like you. Oh, this is Aunties and Mimosas. If you come in a little closer, you'll see we live life like we're supposed to. So come on in and join the fun.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Aunties and Mimosas. I'm your girl, Dr. Shar.
And I'm your girl, Miss Lady.
And y'all, we got some professional aunties this week, y'all. We got Auntie PJ with First Horizon Mortgage Loan. She's a loan officer. We also got Miss Sophia London. She's with Clink Realty. And last but not least, we got Miss Victoria Elliot with Geico Local Office. So welcome, y'all.
Thank you.
Welcome, y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. So, of course, as normal, we're going to dive on into our drink of the week. So we actually have two drinks this week because we had two sponsors for this episode. One is Murmur Rum. And so, you know, her rum is delicious. We've had her before. We keep telling y'all to go buy some. So go buy some. Go buy it. And so her drink is, of course, the Murmur Rum, pineapple juice, Prosecco with pink glitter. And then we also have a Mimosa Rita made with La Polga tequila. And that has, of course, tequila, triple sec, lime juice, and pineapple juice. So the ladies all, don't forget about champagne. Of course, and topped with Prosecco. And then the ladies all chose the Murmur coconut rum. And Dr. Shar and I have
the
pineapple Mimosa Rita.
Yes, so let's ring for champagne. And let's take a drink.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
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 All right.
Cheers.
That's a whole good now. That's a little different. That's good.
Yeah, I hadn't tried that.
Yeah, we did try, but we had the
we had
an espresso.
Coffee.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't like it. It's better like this with the pineapple juice.
Much better.
That's the truth.
Much better. All right, friends. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into our topic since we got a lot going on today. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to everybody.
All right. So I am Pilar Johnson, aka Purchasing with PJ. Okay. I'm a loan officer with First Horizon, and I've been in the business for about 13 years.
Nice. Miss Sophia?
Yes, I am Sophia London, and I am a licensed Texas realtor. I'm based here in DFW Metroplex, and my brokerage is Clink Real Estate.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for being here and having me here. My name is Victoria Elliot, and I'm actually the agency owner for Geico Insurance, serving all of Texas for your insurance needs.
Great. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. And I'm going to go ahead and
if you ladies could just tell me what's your reason why? So what's your motivation that makes you get up every day to tackle your industry? And we can start with you, Victoria.
Okay. My why is my faith. It gives me strength, it gives me direction, it gives me purpose. And more importantly, it motivates me to live with integrity, to serve others, and to continue facing challenges every day that you're going to face with hope.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say outside of my dreams and my personal aspirations, my why is definitely to help buyers to accomplish their dream and aspiration. So when I think of the 34-year-old woman that's single and she's established in her career and she wants to put her money somewhere outside of just renting, I want to be that advocate and I want to be relatable and authentic to her. For that family that is growing, maybe they have a child, they're pregnant with their second. I definitely want to be there for them as well. So that is my why.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would say my why is legacy. I am the oldest of 6, and I have a lot of brothers and sisters looking up to me. And then, of course, my son as well. So that's what keeps me motivated every day, just showing them how you can build that long-term wealth through real estate.
Okay, good. So what was a loss in business that taught you the most?
Ooh, recently I made a transition to a new company, and my contacts went with my work cell. So making sure that you keep those contacts, but then also a good reminder is relationship building. So building those relationships, even though I did lose all those contacts, you still have people who will reach out, via LinkedIn or social media and say, hey, I've been trying to connect, but couldn't reach you. And so just making sure that you're being intentional with those relationships.
And people don't understand how important it is to network. And so here in DFW, do you have any tips for anyone trying to get into the industry on how to network?
Ooh, put yourself out there. Get out of your comfort zone. Linking up with people like yourself, Aunties and Mimosas, other great networking opportunities such as the ones that Cosign puts on. Just making sure you're out there because you can't be secret agents.
You can't.
You can. Do you guys have any tips?
No, they have their loss.
Oh,
sorry.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
That was just a backup question.
Okay. Definitely as an entrepreneur, we have many losses. And just with the age of social media, I feel like that's not really highlighted as much. So I've definitely had my share of losses. As a realtor, I actually put in a lot of work into a listing that I had. And we were actually set to go to market. This was the Friday. We were set to go to market on the Monday. And I got a call that he was pulling the listing. And so as a dedicated realtor that I am, I put a lot of effort into, my work. So I took that personal. I'm like, what did I do? I'm going through all the mental things. And so as an entrepreneur, we really have to be focused and know that everyone is not for us. You know what I'm saying? You can do your best and still that client may not be the best client for you. So that was my biggest lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, just like you mentioned, being an entrepreneur, having your own business, there's a lot of things that you don't expect. I actually opened up my office in November of 2019. So it was 6 months right before the pandemic. Yes. And I remember being like, you have all these ideas in your mind of what it's going to look like and you have all these visions. And then everything kind of got turned on its head. And I remember thinking like, I don't know if these feet are ready to have an OnlyFans account. I put my entire life savings into this business, so it has to work. But in all honesty, it was the biggest blessing because I felt like I really learned how to be a better owner. You're focusing on the bottom line. You're focusing on your people. You're really focused and committed to every single customer. And I look at that and it wasn't a loss in the long-term perspective, but during the time going through it, it was really tough. But I think I learned so much on how to own a business that I would have never learned if it hadn't have been for that. So I'm actually grateful for that. Very thankful.
That's great. Yeah. You persevered through the pandemic and it's a lot of business. We were actually just driving by a few places and said, oh, they closed. And I'm sure they just didn't make it through COVID. Some places just didn't make it. So our next question is, each one of you have a different role in home ownership. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. So how does your business play a part in home ownership? Like, what is your specific piece when someone needs to come to you? We can start with.
I was about to say, you start with you or whoever, because you find it. You're the
You
money,
find
and
it, you finance it, you protect it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the money. So I'm the bank. When you need the financing, you have to come to the loan officer. So we're going to structure that deal for you. So definitely when you're coming to speak with us, be transparent about your financial situation so we can advocate for you the best when we're talking with those parties that you're not speaking with, like underwriting and the coordinators.
Okay.
And I'm the realtor. I actually would say especially for first-time home buyers, you actually can come to me prior to the loan officer. And I actually prefer that for my first-time home buyers. The reason why I say that is because preparation is key when it comes to home ownership. Okay. And so what I can do is I can help you to prepare for that pre-approval. And honestly, that's the biggest part that a lot of people are fearful of. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely get your pre-approval with your lender. And then when I come in, I'm going to help you with your home search. And a lot of buyers use Zillow.com, which is great. And I actually encourage my buyers, once they know their budget, to look on Zillow.com within those ranges. But using a realtor, you actually get access to a lot of off-market inventory, including like homes and properties that are called coming soon properties. So these are properties that may not be on Zillow yet. And so you have access to that by working with a realtor. Also with new construction, sometimes when you guys, excuse me. Oh my gosh, let me take a break. Let me take a breather here. Sorry. Whenever you guys are like scrolling on Zillow and you're looking at like your new construction homes, a lot of times new construction will have like one or two properties on there, but a lot of times there's more properties than what you see on Zillow. So there may be like
if it's in a neighborhood or something like that. Okay.
Yes. So beyond your home search, I am basically your advocate. I'm working with you through every step: inspection, appraisal, negotiations. I'm taking you through the full journey all the way to closing. So yeah.
Well, so you're the preparation, you're the paper, and I protect. So, people are, they're excited. They're buying their home for whatever reason, and I think that this is the part of the process that I feel like people are like, I got to have insurance. One more thing, but this is where we really are able to help our customers. And more importantly, make sure that you have the right things to protect your house, because you just bought this brand new, you invested in this, and you really want to make sure that you have the right coverages. So explaining to them the coverages that they need. Maybe there is a difference between what you want, what you have to have, and then what you need. And those are some places where we can help you kind of fill in the gaps and make sure that it's affordable, but that we're giving you enough information so that you can protect the investment that you have, from making sure that it's replacement cost as opposed to a different kind of a coverage, making sure that you're buying a policy that's going to grow with you in the home as opposed to the purchase that you're just making right now. How is that going to look in about 5 to 10 years as you're living in your home? This policy should grow with you, and making sure that we're able to help them, give them the information they need, make sure that we have it protected, most importantly, and that we are able to help facilitate and make it easy for them. There's so many other things in the process that have to get done. Insurance is not the one that I want them wasting your time on, because if they're making an offer, you're trying to get your money together. This has to be really fast. And so we turn things around within about 24 hours to make sure that everybody has what they need.
Okay. So how does real estate commission changes affect your piece of the business?
Honestly, it doesn't. It doesn't on my end, just because we're the lender. We can't finance it in. So we really don't have any piece of that. What I've tried to do, though, is try to bring about like some different classes and ways to help my referral partners start to brand themselves and market themselves better, just so that when they are kind of talking through that buyer's representation and why they are worth what they're worth, that's how I've added value.
Okay. So it will directly affect realtors, of course. So I like to explain it as there are basically three agreements in a transaction. So you have your seller, you have your agreement with your seller and your seller agent. And then you have your agreement with your buyer and your buyer agent. And then you have your purchase agreement when you decide to purchase the home. So really the only difference that there is on the seller side. The seller is having a conversation with their seller that sounds a little like, Are you willing to pay a buyer's commission, and how much? That's really it. And then on the buyer side, the buyer's agent is having the conversation by asking the seller, are you paying the buyer's commission or not, and how much? That's really it. But from what I've seen, there's really hasn't been any change. Seller agents do see the value in a buyer agent, so they are still paying the full commission.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have nothing to do with you, huh? Okay.
And then what our next question is, what are the most important things in being a smart homeowner? Like give me your top two, each person.
I'll start. Number one, you need to have the right coverage. And there's one coverage, it's coverage A, and it protects your entire home. That is the most important thing that you need to look at and make sure that you understand.
Does that even protect the pipes under the home?
It can.
Okay.
There's certain pieces of it, and there's things that you can build in with endorsements, or there's certain pieces of it when you have your deductible, how those all play into it. So I will say that the first part is making sure that you know what that coverage A is and what it covers. And then the second piece is working with a professional just to have them look it over. Sometimes we're able to save you money, sometimes we're not. But I think the biggest thing for our office is that we really want to make sure that you have the right coverage. It may not always be with us, but you need to have the right coverage, and we take that very seriously. So we will help you regardless of if you buy something from us or not, because we want to make sure that you protect your investment. So right coverages and the right agent.
Perfect. So top two, right?
Top two, yes.
Okay. I will focus on first-time home buyers because they're my fave. So I would say, number one, I would say it would be preparation. I think that's really the biggest tip. I feel like home ownership is kind of like, if I was to give an analogy, I would compare it to like running a marathon. Okay, so for example, you're not gonna wake up one day and say, I'm about to run 26 miles today. And you don't work out, you eat horrible. You're not gonna do that. So home ownership is very similar. You want to start preparing. So you want to know your finances. You want to know your credit score, manage your debts, all of these things. And the thing is, getting pre-approved early on is actually a good thing. A lot of people, like I said before, are afraid to do that because they're like, if I don't get approved for this 500, 600,000, I can't get anything. That's not true. So I would say, just prepare. I kind of feel like that can be one and two.
That can be one.
Okay.
I would say, one, have a savings because there's so many unforeseen costs that come with home ownership. If your AC goes out right after you've purchased the property and you didn't really have that safety net, what happens, right? We don't want to be going in default in those first few months. And then I would say have a vision for our people who are looking to own a home one day. Just because most of the time your first home is not going to be your forever home. It's a starter home, right? It's a foundation, and it can be an investment later on if you're going to start, a real estate portfolio. So just vision and savings.
Okay. That's good. And so we will move along and see if we have any audience members that have questions. That was the perk of having the live audience today. If y'all have any questions.
Okay, so thank you so much for all of the information that you've shared today. It's been very helpful and insightful. My question, how would you describe the current real estate landscape here in DFW?
That's a good one. Okay.
That was one of my questions on the thing.
Okay. So the current market it's doing well, comparable to other states. In terms of for buyers, I like to say it's always a good time to buy, period. We all know about interest rates. We don't know what's going to happen. However, like I'm sure a lot of you have heard, date the rate. Right. So what that means is get your foot in the door. There's a lot of opportunity in Dallas, even in this area, you guys, like Trinity Groves, Bishop Arts area. There's a lot of really good opportunity, even for first time home buyers. But get your foot in the door, lock in the rate, and then refinance later.
Yeah. Right now, homes are kind of staying on the market about 60 days. But like she said, definitely date the rate. You can refinance later. And you just want to get your foot in the door. It can be an investment later on. So just get a seat at the table. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I know that this comes as a surprise, but there is a riveting world of insurance that that is also undergoing a lot. We've had a lot of weather here in North Texas, and I think making sure that we're able to kind of look at your policies, give you the coverages that you need. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of a hailstorm? Are you afraid of pipe bursting when it freezes? All of these different pieces of it, and because some of the home values are coming up, one of the things that we want to make sure is that you have everything properly covered because of some of the wild weather that we have. So that's what I would say for us here in North Texas. It's the weather that's really kind of making sure that we're able to do some of those policy reviews for our people.
Okay. Anyone else in the audience? Oh, beautiful lady with the leopard print shoes on. Hold on.
Careful.
All types of editing about to do.
Good. Get your little busy work.
Because he's not
Busy enough. I know.
I have an insurance question. I'm a first-time home buyer of 2 years. I'm already thinking with the mindset of renting my property. Are there different insurance policies for renters? Like, I'm considering doing corporate leasing. Will there be a separate policy for me and whoever I lease the property to? How does that work?
Okay, so you would have two policies. One, you're going to have a landowner like tenant policy. So you're going to own the property, and basically it's the coverage that covers the actual structure. And then whoever rents it or whoever leases it, they're going to have a policy that's going to cover their things because you're responsible for all the walls, right? If you look at it that way, and then they're responsible for the things that go inside.
Okay, so what if I lease it and decide to do HUD or non-corporate leasing and I find out that my tenant does not have insurance?
Yeah. So yeah, you don't find out. You make sure that you have it. That's a I would put every person that's a requirement because nobody's going to care about your investment and your stuff more than you, and that's great. And that's their stuff. So you take care of the walls, they take care of their things, or anybody and their friends that may come over, that's their responsibility. So that is a requirement that I would make sure that you put in your contracts and then you have them sign and then have them send their declarations pages to you every year on their annual renewal.
Okay. Well, thank you. Because I know some people, they will get it and then let it lapse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that is a requirement.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Right.
All of you look so beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
What are the pros and cons of new construction versus pre-existing? Or if I'm a first-time home buyer, which way would you suggest I go?
Yes, great question. So new construction is actually something that I propose to my buyers, first-time home buyers. So a pro of new construction is you get a lot of incentives. Like right now, a lot of builders are giving up to $20,000 in closing costs. So that's a huge benefit for first-time home buyers. Another benefit is that it's less maintenance. It's brand new. You're not going to have to worry as much as you would for like a pre-existing home, right? So yeah, that would be the pros. The cons would be maybe you may not be in the area that you really want to start off with, especially if you're more like in a rural area. However, there are new construction communities elsewhere, but typically they are like in rural areas. So that would be a con, depending on your preference. Some people love that. Like for me, I love to be on my own little island away from everybody. So it just depends so it's.
And your insurance is usually less expensive on a new build.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Yes.
Hello. This question is more so, I think, for Auntie Sophia.
Okay.
You mentioned preparation being key. So, as a potential first-time home buyer, what would you say is prepared?
Is prepared. Okay. So, so let me start with credit score first. Okay. Because that's what we look at. So you can qualify with a 580. However, I like to advise my clients, you need to have at least a 640 because your process is going to go a lot smoother. Okay. In terms of your budget, you should be anywhere between 25% to 30. You should expect to spend 25% to 30% of your income. Okay. So, there's a lot that I can go into. That's just the quick preparedness. I actually have a guide for first time home buyers. If you guys, can I give my Instagram? Okay, if you guys go to my Instagram and DM me the word guides, you will get a free guide. It's about 30 pages, but that's the amount of preparedness that you need. Yeah. And there's also a tool in there to help you budget and to also help you save. A lot of people get concerned about down payment. We all know there is down payment assistance. However, I do recommend that you have something saved. Okay. So my Instagram, do you want to
We're going to give it another beat.
Okay. Yes.
Me again. So this may fall in the real estate and financing bucket, but for someone who is a homeowner but looking to maybe go with a second property, would you suggest single family, multifamily? Like, what would be the best option when trying to build a portfolio and, legacy?
Ooh, I'll say multifamily. Just because if you're living in one side, you could still consider it as your primary residence, and then you're charging rent in the other side. So you're kind of helping to pay your mortgage payment while still holding on to your current property.
Yeah, I would agree. But at the end of the day, it always depends on what your goals are. Mm-hmm. But multifamily is a good option as well. Yeah.
Uncle KG got a question.
Uncle KG.
Can you be a first-time home buyer twice? Right? I heard there's a time frame from the first time you bought your house. What is that period?
The time frame is 3 years. Mm-hmm. Yes. So you can be a first-time home buyer 2 times. Yes.
Good to know.
Okay, seriously.
All right. Well, we appreciate it.
Got another one.
Oh, another question.
My question is, so when I go into YouTube and look for, that's like YouTube University and look into, first-time home buyers, what's your stance on NACA?
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
NACA. They say NACA is supposed to be pretty good for first-time home buyers and such as that. Do you have any input on that?
Do you have any input on that?
Ooh, I'm not familiar with NACA. I know about a few other.
We got an eye.
Yeah, come on. This is a team effort.
Yes.
This is all in. We're all aunties. Okay.
And as Auntie Sophia was saying, you should prepare. And so I purchased my home July 2022. It's a new construction around the corner. It's not where I want to live, but it's my investment. And so when I was preparing myself, I did hear something about NACA. The only thing that I didn't like about it is that if they give you $10,000 or whatever, $20,000 for down payment, they break it up into, I think, increments of 5. So you have to stay in that house for that period of time, 5 years or more. If you move out, I think you have to pay back the certain amount or whatever. And so that didn't sit well with me because if I wanted to stay in my house 3 years, I might have to give back some of the money. And so there's always a pro and con, a catch to free money. And so I would say look into it a little bit more. And with me being single, and no children, that was not the route that I wanted to take. However, if you are a parent and you know that this is the area that you want to stay and raise your family because there are good schools and the house is, you know, a large enough house. I don't have a growing family house, so therefore I would never get with NACA because I'm planning on leaving within the next few years. And so it's a good investment if you are in need and if you are planning on staying in the area or in the house for at least 5 to 6 years. But if you're looking to get in, maybe renovate and leave out within 3 years, I wouldn't do it.
And then just to piggyback off of that, when you are thinking about down payment assistance, that is something you want to consider. There's 2 different types. So there's grants and then there's the forgivable second lien. And the forgivable second lien typically has those requirements where you do have to stay for a certain period of time or you do have to repay a portion of those proceeds. So.
Okay. Any other questions? No.
All right.
All right. So I guess thank y'all for all y'all's questions and everything. So this week's Auntie's Friend Business of the Week is going to be Tab's Tea Shop. Y'all, she got us some t-shirts. Y'all can make sure y'all can purchase some at the door when y'all leave. But Tab's Tea Shop, y'all can find her on Instagram at Tab's Tea Shop. And then where can we find y'all at on socials?
Yeah, so on Instagram at Purchasing with PJ.
Okay.
And I am _ Sophia, SOPHIA London. And again, if you DM me the word guide, you can get your free first time homebuyer guide.
On Instagram, it's Victoria B. Elliot 12. Or you can just Google Geico Victoria Elliot. 2 L's and 2 T's and you will find me.
Okay. And then you can always find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Shopify. We got everything, y'all. Aunties and Mimosas podcast. Don't go ahead.
I'll let you do it, friend. Don't forget to pre-order your copy of Mimosa Me Please, which is our cocktail recipe book. We have the QR codes at the front. You can scan and order. The book will be coming out December of 2024. So thank you guys.
Yes. All right, guys. I think this is the end of the show. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming out and being professional guests with us. And I guess we'll see y'all next time.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
We don't.
Yeah, y'all be quiet.
I know you wanna get away, and you need time to yourself. Feeling so overwhelmed with problems, seems like nothing can solve it. Know you need a mental break. Well, come on and pull up a chair and have some fun with a couple friends just like